What's good, Plum Borough? I'm Drew Bartow, alongside my co-host, Mike Devine.
What's going on?
And Justin Newman.
Yo, yo.
And, of course, show producer, the one and only Big Cat.
Good evening.
We aim to entertain and educate more than 3 Plum residents, so gather around and enjoy the sounds of Sour Plums. Welcome to the Sour Plums podcast, friends. Tonight, I'd like to welcome our guest host, Ken Lintelman, the older brother, I guess I've heard, of Steve Lintelman. A couple of times he's been on the show as well. Ken, do you go by Ken or Kenjamin?
Whatever you want to call me is cool, man.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, Ken. You said you listened to the program before, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, we're excited to have you on.
Brothers on this show, just not the right ones.
Not the right brothers. Do you mean brothers or brothers?
Brothers. Where the brothers at?
Well, thanks for being here, Ken, and welcome back to also Mike. You were on vacation. We all had a vacation from you. How was vacation for you?
It was so relaxing. I did literally nothing the whole time we were there.
We could tell.
Yeah.
Even the group chats went a little bit dead, which was like it was a little nice.
Yeah, I didn't bring my phone with me. Again, anywhere we were, I just left my phone, didn't touch it.
The group chat went dead except for that monstrosity of a thing that you tried to share with us: Oreos and sour cream.
Dude,
What are we talking about?
It's delicious.
So gross.
No, it's so good.
That is uber fat kid shit. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
First of all, it was lactate. I guess that's not fat free. That's just lactose free. Never mind. It was still delicious.
He tries to make it. It's somewhat healthy. No, the fuck it's not.
Has anybody else tried that?
No.
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 It's so good. You
We're
don't
like
know what you're missing.
indignant about it. No.
Listen, I watched TikTok and it was on TikTok and I was like, I gotta try because I love Oreos.
And
That-
TikTok. Yeah.
Mike, was it a white person?
I don't want to
I
answer
rest
that.
my case.
But that and olive oil and sea salt on vanilla ice cream, like both are life changing.
Life changing? That's such strong language.
Listen, you don't understand how good
We
they are.
OD on that phrase.
Life changing. Well, we know what Mike's eating, but what are we drinking tonight, gents?
Southern Tier Vodka Madras.
You're on a Southern Tier
Delicious.
kick.
I bought a variety pack, so I'm all in.
I forgot to grab a drink in there. There's nothing in arm's length.
So nothing for Mike tonight.
Nothing.
Big Cat, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking
4C?
4C iced
Yes.
tea. Say it with me now. Crisp and refreshing, like your grandmother's tea.
Okay.
I'm working on the slogan.
Yeah, I was
working on
like,
the
is that
slogan
really
tonight.
the slogan?
Well, since no one knows it, I guess not.
What about you, Ken?
I have Devil's Juice number 5 whiskey from
Ooh.
McLaughlin's distillery out. I think it's in Sewickley.
Nice.
I don't know if you've ever been there, but that place is awesome. The guy hand makes all the barrels and everything.
Wow.
This one, he basically, I think, throws like a charred log into the barrel. So if you like the smoky campfire stuff, this is delicious.
Where's it? What's it called again?
McLaughlin's distillery. It's in Sewickley. I usually
Okay.
only break it out for big sporting events when I'm down here in the basement by myself, but I figured
Oh,
tonight,
we fancy boys.
tonight
we
qualifies for it. So
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Ken. Not a sponsor yet, but we're going to work on that.
yeah,
And I am drinking Focal Banger by The Alchemist. And so this is a beer that only comes into Salute Beer Distributor, which they are a
Sponsor.
sponsor, by the way. They are a sponsor. Only comes into their facility once a year. And my buddy Greg Acero was kind enough to text me to let me know that it was in, and you can go down and buy just a 4-pack. You can't buy more than one 4-pack of Focal Banger right now at Salute, but get it while it's there because it'll be gone soon and you won't see it again for a year, at least at Salute. So it's really good IPA. All right, on that note, I want to thank our sponsors. Thank you to Continental Comb, Tresco Concrete, the Jen Mascara Real Estate Team, the Lulo's Pizzeria, Salute Beer Distributor, Busy Little Me, Pittsburgh Sports Complex and Self-Storage, Nesbitt's Lanes, and Coyote Outdoor. Continental Comb Barbershop, a traditional barbershop servicing the area since 1973. Up to date on all the new styles and cuts. Call 412-795-7555 and mention Sour Plums for $5 off any service.
Tresco Concrete, the best concrete products on the market. Ready-mix concrete delivered to your door, guaranteed to get hard or your money back. And as always, their concrete is all natural, no supplements, and always 100% Viagra free.
The Jen Mascaro team proudly supports the Sour Plums podcast. When it comes to selling your home promptly and at peak value, look no further than the expertise of the Jen Mascaro team. With over a decade of industry experience, we guarantee to guide you seamlessly through the process. For personalized assistance, contact us at 412-607-6318 or email jen.mascaro@cbrealty.com.
Lilulo's Pizzeria, serving up quality food, good grace, and burnt pizza since 2016. Local and woman-owned, located at 415 Unity Center Road in Plum. Call 412-795-1229 and mention Sour Plums for 10% off your order of $10 or more. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Before we jump into Plum Problems, I actually want to throw something out there because I feel like everybody who has any platforms talking about this, and we probably should too. One gorilla versus 100 men. Who's winning?
This is such a stupid argument. The gorilla's winning every
Yeah.
fucking time.
100%. 100%.
So I disagree because I saw a lady who studies gorillas and she disagreed. So I'm going with her because she said that
Where you saw her, like at the store or
on TikTok, and she talked about it and she had
bro?
a
You need
reason.
to stay off of TikTok because I don't know what you're doing.
It might have been Facebook, but she had a reason. She
Better
said
source.
she studies gorillas, and she said that he would tire out. He would go through a lot of the men very quickly, but he would tire out. And she said that the humans, if they were smart, which obviously they
Then
are,
you're done right there. If the humans, if they're smart, that's the end of the conversation. It's done.
but she said they would form a plan, and that plan would most likely work because there would be sheer volume of men, and they would win.
Have you ever seen 100 dudes ever agree on anything?
No, but you would think that for this they
Half
would have
of them
to.
would be fighting each other first off, right from the start.
If you did this, who would be the first person you pick to be on
Me?
your list? Yeah,
Any human being on the planet?
yeah.
I mean, it would have to be like Brock Lesnar or some
That's
like
exactly what I was going to say.
just monster.
And,
Like I
and they're-
can't stand the guy, but if I'm fighting a gorilla, I'm calling up Brock Lesnar.
yeah, Mike Tyson is prime, like for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way. But Mike, there's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way. You know, I know a bunch of women who have studied men, and I think their research indicates that men get tired too quickly. So I'm going gorilla all day.
I'm sticking with TikTok. I'm saying the men, but anyway, we'll jump right into Plum Problems now. All right, so my Plum Problem is my wife. Oh,
I'm not touching this.
Oh, listen, she made me so mad today. So she's having a small procedure done this week, and the whole plan was that I was going to bring her to the procedure. It's only half an hour, and we wouldn't know what the times or anything were till today. And I'm bringing her to the procedure, and then waiting with her, and then bringing her home. She's not going to be able to drive, so she gets the call today, and she has to be there at 6:45 in the morning. Not a problem. I don't think they're actually doing the procedure until like almost 11 o'clock or 10:30 or something like that. So she says, I won't even be able to sit with her in the waiting room. Like she's going to be separated from me right away. And she says, why don't you drop me off, go home, and then when they call me back, the place is only 15 minutes from our house. Come back, and then you'll be in the waiting room, like ready for me to come out of recovery. And I said, well, that wasn't really my plan, but sure, if that's what makes sense, we're not going to be together. You know, I'm not far away, but whatever. Like you're just going to be sitting back there by yourself. Well, apparently that's not the answer she wanted, nor was that an option for in real life. But she gave me that, but on top of this, we needed to, we have to get a babysitter to come over and get the kids on the bus. So in my mind, this was like kill two birds with one stone. Now we no longer need a babysitter. I go home, I'll get some work done, come back because we're not going to be there together anyway. In my mind, this made no sense. Wasn't what the plan was. I had no issue sitting there, but this was secret option number 3. So she said, now she's mad at me and I'm getting yelled at. And I said, she's like, I didn't want you to pick that option. I said, if I had an option I didn't want you to take, I wouldn't even present it to you. So we were on different wavelengths there.
You know, I hate to do this.
Wife thing to do.
I know. I hate to agree with Mike on anything. You guys know that. You've listened to the show long enough. We're 31 episodes deep now. I hate to disagree with Mike, but man, I got to agree with Mike here. You're right. I wouldn't even present that option. I'm not trying to trick you. Right?
Yeah.
I felt like she tricked you.
When we go to restaurants and we order dinner and we get dessert, I say to her, I'm not going to share this dessert with you. So the option to even have a bite is not presented to her. Right? If she wants a bite of my dessert, I'll order 2 of them. So I don't share desserts but if I tell her this is a real option, you want a bite, I'll give you one. Or if she gets a dessert, I'll offer her 1 bite for 2 of hers. I'm very clear about what I'm offering.
Man, Jess has it rough with you.
I was very clear about sharing food when we started dating.
And you haven't evolved at all.
No.
And he doesn't have to worry because she won't hear it anyway.
Where do you guys stand on this? Should she even present that option?
I'm team Mike on this one.
All right. Yeah. What about you, Big Cat?
Yeah, I was going to say, don't test your husband. Just present the option that you would like him to do. And if it works out, it works out. I was in a similar situation with Carly, and they said the procedure was going to take 3 hours. Recovery would take 3 hours. Okay. Well, the procedure took like an hour and a half. So I'm like, wow, we're out of here by lunchtime. Well, Carly decided to catch up on 12 years of sleep and slept for 8 hours. And I sat down there waiting. Now, in retrospect, why'd I do that? I should have went home and waited for her to wake up. And I've said that to her also. So I get not wanting to wait in the waiting room alone when you can't even be together. But sorry, Jess, you shouldn't have presented him with, oh, you should go home and then come back when I'm ready.
Well, wait, to make matters worse. So then she tells her friends about this, i.e. Carly. So then I get text messages from Carly as well that I'm the worst husband in the world.
Carly walked in from helping Jess, and she was like, I have a plum problem tonight. Mike Devine.
There it is.
I'm like,
there
what'd he do now? What'd he do now? And she said, you got to say that he wants to drop her off.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to. That was never my option.
It was presented to me as that you came up with that and on your own. So there's some collusion going on in the woman. And they went on this podcast. How dare them?
Yeah.
Clean up your act, ladies.
All right. Who else has a plum problem tonight?
I'm not following that up. I'm not getting in trouble. Nope.
I got one. And it's pretty timely. Mike and I had talked about this last week a little bit, but a big gripe of mine for many years now has just been springtime in general. I think it's terrible. I think the weather's horrible. It brings nothing but problems to me. I have to cut my grass more. I have to trim my hedges. I have to clean weeds. I have to do all this bullshit. In winter sucks, but hey, I go shovel my driveway, couple hours, blow some snow around, I'm back inside, done. Springtime is a constant headache. This extra daylight stuff, nobody does anything with it. All it does is make me feel like I should be doing something. It's 5 o'clock. And it's dark out in the winter, I'm shutting it down. Don't worry about anything. When it gets to this springtime, 7:30, and it's still light out, and I'm like, oh, I could be doing this and I could be doing that. It's horrible. I hate the bugs. I hate the allergies. I hate all of it. I hate springtime.
All right,
Wow.
old man shaking your fist at the cloud. Jesus.
I hate an entire season.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know my brother. This shouldn't be a surprise with this kind of approach.
No, I feel that strongly about summer. I could do without summer. So
what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? It's too
Best
hot.
season of the year.
No. There's like this. I know you guys love it, but there's just like always this like we got to be at the pool. We got to go to the beach. We got to do all this stuff. No, give me fall. Give me fall.
I hate the beach.
Oh, me too. That's just Ken. We're like going to diss all the seasons tonight. I hate summer. You hate spring. Who hates fall? Anyone?
No, I love fall. It's
fall's the best. Fall's the best.
It's football season.
Yeah. We were at the beach 2 weeks ago, last show, and the thought of sand getting anywhere near me drives me insane. And my kids, I swear, they want to bring every grain of sand from the beach back to wherever we're staying, and it drives me nuts. And my wife is no better.
I'll tell you what. To Ken, to your point though, too, with spring, like I used to love spring because of baseball, and the Pirates have just ruined that for me. Just ruined my first love. Baseball is my first love, and the Pirates have just ruined everything about that for me. Everything that the Pirates in the news for this year is negative.
Ken's a huge Pirate fan.
That employee that was whipping that dude with his belt, I didn't see the whole thing, but
he was in every right
when he
swing on that guy.
When he pulled that belt out, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I had like shades of my grandfather.
That was fantastic.
Well, he got suspended, which I don't agree with.
I mean, I get it.
he came to the aid of people that were being harassed, and he took on the guy that was being belligerent, and the dude spit on him without blood first, and then he had a bloody mouth spitting on him. Like, can we not talk about that? I feel like, did I not hear about the guy getting in trouble?
Yeah, I don't know, but to me, that spitting on someone is an act of violence. To me, that's
100%.
grotesque.
Well,
Yeah,
especially when it's blood. Seriously,
yeah.
it's
So
yeah.
suspending is like the least form of discipline that they have to do for
I get
PR's
it.
sake.
I get it.
And it's like, hey, we took care of it. Let's move on.
I understand. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
When he walks back into that bucko, concessions break room, usher, those dudes
better get a
are
standing ovation.
celebrating him when he rolls.
Oh yeah, yeah. We you know what? We gotta find out who he is, and we gotta get him on the podcast. That's what we need. That is what we need to do. Everybody in this podcast right now, including Ken, if you find
Justin,
out,
you're up.
I'm sure Oneberg's gonna find out. So we need to talk to Ryan McBride. They're definitely gonna find.
There you go.
Justin, you're up. You
Why?
singled out. Why would you single
Why?
out Justin?
Why am I up?
He has the most charisma of us all.
Charisma. He certainly does. Yeah.
Charisma, melanin. It's all the same.
Jeez, you say tomato, I say tomato.
All right, guys. Who has another plum problem? I know somebody has to have one here. Justin, Big Cat.
You know what? My plum problem, I'll just double down. I think the women in this town need to rein it in a little bit.
Oh my
Ooh.
God. He just
Ooh.
lost a few kittens.
Oh, he lost a few. He did.
Hey, some need to go. Some need to get the cut. You know what I mean? Like,
Damn. We're alienating a lot of people tonight.
Like, I
get him
just
out the back
climbed.
of the wagon.
It's been a
I
great
just
run
cli-
of voice
I
since
just-
our last show.
I just climbed a ladder I wasn't trying to climb tonight with Big Cat just falling down.
I'm right here.
Anything more specific about that Big Cat, or are we just going to leave that out in the
In the
sort of-
ether.
I
Yeah.
just feel like it's always like something, you know, in this town.
You know Carly is sitting there
Well-
right now with a fucking
well,
switch in her hand. This
I mean,
She
bitch
does-
off her
she
hand.
To be fair, there were some men fighting on the. To be fair, there were some men fighting on the Plum community page tonight. So
That was
I guess
entertaining.
the
That
men
was
are
great.
catching up.
Somebody will be a victim, I'm sure. So we'll leave it at that, Big Cat. Newman, you got one tonight?
My plum problem is just that what we're all dealing with, and it's the weather that is destroying
Yeah.
everything.
That was my plum problem, the storms. I was going to
Just
talk about
these
it.
storms are just unreal. Like the fact that 80-mile-an-hour winds, like I had to go out in it. Like I was home and I was like, oh man, I'm glad I don't have to go out in this. And all of a sudden I hear my trash cans rolling down my driveway and in the middle of the street. So I now have to go out in the torrential rain to go get my trash cans out of the middle of the street so I don't cause an accident. And I was outside no less than 90 seconds. And I had to go in and take off every article of clothing, including the raincoat I was wearing. And I was drenched and it was freezing. And I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Did you guys lose power? Anybody on here lose power?
I was
Yeah.
lucky to
Yeah.
not lose power.
We lost power till it was storm Tuesday, and we lost it till like Wednesday afternoon. But we got to the point where we were like, all right, we're ready to get a generator. So we called Lowe's. They were like, oh, we're getting in between 12 and 2. Jess went to Lowe's, waited in line for like 2 hours. We got a generator, came home, plugged it in, got the fridge up and running, and then we got power 3 hours later. So we literally spent like $800 on a generator, but we did need it because the only time we lose power is when it's raining. And our issue, I'm a dumbass, the same thing. Justin, I ran outside because we have that automatic cover on our pool, and it's a safety cover, but it can't hold water. So we have a electric pump on it. So when it rains, it pumps the water back off the cover. So the only time we lose power is when it's raining, and we have to get that water back off there. So we actually needed to get a generator anyway. But the pump was not on the cover when it started raining. So Jess is like freaking out. She's like, you have to go put the pump on. So I run out there in the rain. I put the pump on the cover, and I'm looking, and like, shit, the power's out. That doesn't really matter what I just did because it's just filling up with water anyway.
Yep.
So, and I got soaked.
What about you, Big Cat? Ken, you guys lose power?
Yeah, there
I
was like a
did,
day and a
yeah.
half, 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 127 hours over here.
Yeah.
It
I was
got-
out. Yeah, I was out
Things
for
went sideways fast. Yeah.
almost 5 days. Yeah. I didn't get back till late Saturday, late night.
Wow.
And so we lost our fridge of
Lost
stuff.
it. Yep, me too.
Rethinking, and maybe this helps somebody next time. If the power goes out, if you have any meat in your fridge refrigerator, put it in your freezer, because your freezer can stay for 48 hours if it's full. And I wasn't thinking, so I just left it. So we lost our fridge. And then tonight I realized that my youngest son left the downstairs freezer open for the last 24 hours. So that's gone now.
Ugh.
It's just clearance night at the Wyckoff house. If you want some meat that might be bad, I'm kidding.
If you want some meat that might be bad, it's probably not something I wear on a t-shirt, but if you want some meat that might be bad, I'm your man.
Big 15% off at Giant Eagle this weekend. You missed it. Now you're screwed.
Yeah.
So we only had power out for, a little over a day. And Penny looked at me and she goes, "Is this what it was like in the olden days?" I was like, "How old do you think I am?"
Oh, man.
I saw a video, speaking of TikTok, I saw a video of a guy talking to his son, and he said he was something about the 1900s. He goes, "What was slavery like?"
Jesus.
I was like, "I will fuck my kid up." He said that dumb shit to me.
It was crazy. I even though I was without power for almost 5 days, I think it was one of those storms that happens once every 50 years or whatever. Like you got to give the guys credit, the crew's credit. There was a lot of power outages. I mean, half Allegheny County was out. Just so happened that I was one of the last ones. What can I do about it? I think overall, power company, Duquesne Light, whatever, did a great job getting that back up. I mean, it is what it is.
250,000 people without power.
When you move to Ohio, the storms, they're much worse, I hear. It's flat.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, Andy.
Next week when I move to Ohio, right? Yeah, so I close.
It's not the winds in Ohio. It's the train derailing into the drinking water. That's what will get you.
Chase is pretty devastated, though. We have one of those big play sets in our backyard. I mean, it's big. 2 slides, 2 swings, or 3 swings, playhouse, and that thing did 3 somersaults across the yard. It's demolished, and it was like, we took his kidney from him. Like he's like, "I've had that since I was born." I'm like, "Well, sorry," but I didn't think we did damage, but when I got back from Maryland this weekend, I went outside. All the siding on our house was like shaking loose. So I called the builder because he's been pretty good about, if I call him, he'll come over and check things out. He came over and looked at this. He's like, "You need to take all the siding off and put it back on." He's like, I can't do it. So we had to put an insurance claim in this week.
I had, when the power went out around 5:30 that night, Tuesday night, not only did my power go out, but my cell phone service went out. So people were trying to call me that were having issues. I couldn't call out. I couldn't text. I couldn't do it. Honestly, it felt like I didn't exist. Like I didn't know what to do. My kids were at different practices. They were already in schools. They were, I didn't know what to do. I took a nap.
That's a solid move there. Solid move.
I took a nap.
I took a nap.
Yeah. My son walks in the door. He was at his girlfriend's house. He walks in because he couldn't get a hold of me. He couldn't text me. He doesn't like me not respond. I mean, credit to him for being a good kid, but he cut his night short with his girlfriend to come over and bars through the door to make sure I was okay. And I jumped up from the couch. He's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I'm just taking a nap." He's like, He's like, "I thought maybe you got hurt. You weren't responding." I'm like, "Dude, if a tornado hit here, I'd fly in that thing. I'd drop 500 yards. I'd ride that fucking cow from Twister back home. And no big deal. No big deal. Nothing could hurt me." But
he didn't get that reference.
No, he did. I was surprised that he actually was thoughtful enough to come check on dad, right? So I raised a good kid. So, but it was a wild time. So unprecedented times. But I thought the community response overall was pretty good. So
the coolest thing, when we put the insurance claim in, they actually paid me for the hours I put into building the playset. I got paid minimum wage for 11 hours putting it together, and then minimum wage for the 3 hours I had to take it apart to put it in the trash.
Really?
I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
I tried to get the 2 cases of Miller Lite reimbursed as well, that we put it together. He didn't find that joke funny at all.
All right, Newman, what's the latest Minority Report?
All right. So for those of you who don't know, Minority Report is the minority of people know this. Majority of people should know it. So I had to switch it up this week because we're going to go off of the whole no power thing. So in an emergency, if you are without power and you need a candle, you can make it your own DIY candle. You take rice, pour it into a glass, pour it about an inch or 2 below the rim of the glass. Fill it up with water until it's right at the same line as the rice. Do a small layer of vegetable oil on top of that. Stick a Q-tip in the middle of it and light it on fire. And that Q-tip will burn for hours. That is this week's Minority Report.
Really?
Yep, and it works.
Newman, you always get me with these. I'm always like shocked that these things work. I'm going to test. I never actually test them. I just take your word for it.
It works.
'Cause
I promise.
I still use the iron one at hotels.
Yeah, the iron one is that to me still.
Yeah.
That's a good one though, Newman.
Mike
I try to be
saw
helpful.
on TikTok, if you put a little cinnamon in it, you have a nice breakfast in the morning too. Melt that all down.
That's good. That's good.
Ken's not
Oh,
saying much,
shit.
but he'll come in with a zinger right when he needs it.
We got to do like a brothers special where we pit the brothers against each other somehow, or maybe a an actual live show sometime this summer. We'll get the Lintelmans, we'll get the McBrides, we'll get the Divines. It'll be a good time.
Are we
think
talking
we're
about
fighting.
fighting
Battle
here?
Royal.
Fighting here? Or are we talking
No,
about
Just call
Brothers versus Gorilla.
anything. Yeah, brothers versus
Power Plums boxing.
Oh shit! All right, that was good, Newman. I always appreciate those. Are quick, but man, those are always insightful, always useful. Mike, you got a would you rather for us tonight? I know you do actually, and I have some things to say about it. But go ahead.
I'm really looking forward to Ken's answer because this was really bothering him earlier today when I sent it out. So,
Yeah.
would you rather look like Paul Bearer or sound like Paul Bearer?
Just so it's such a specific thing that we just lost. Big Cat already threw out.
I cleared it out already.
Our
I cleared
female
it
audience
out.
is already gone, so they're not even listening to this. So we don't have to worry about anybody, Jamie or anybody complaining about the topic because Big Cat really just cut our audience in half tonight.
Clean
so
house.
that's great. Yeah.
Cleaned house.
But if he hadn't done that, this would have done it because it's very specific and it's very much wrestling related. And my goodness, the wrestling stuff. I mean, Mike, you should start a separate podcast where you talk about AEW while you drink A&W root beer. Like, I don't know what you got. You bring so much wrestling to this podcast, and
I'm not even that big of a fan.
with-
It
I don't
just
even-
happens.
with Alan W with AW. It's perfect.
AEW, there you go.
Alan, can you throw in a little clip before we start talking about this about what he sounds like so people who don't know then know?
Yeah, I'll drop in a sample.
Well, Ken, this was bothering you. Let's start with you. So, who is Paul Bearer, first of all, just for the people who are listening who don't know?
So Paul Bearer was one of the greatest wrestling managers, first off, in WWF. I'm calling it WWF history.
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic gimmick. He's just overall just a complete legend. It drove me nuts because first off, I had to immediately text Mike back and say, like, I need clarification on this. Am I stuck looking like Paul Bearer, or like, can I wake up and say, oh shit, I look like Paul Bearer and take my ass to the gym? Like, what's the guidelines here? So he told me that from there that you're stuck looking like Paul Bearer. And then it came to the point, well, okay, I have to sound like this dude now. For me, I play guitar. So if I ever want to sing anything again, like, could you imagine Paul Bearer singing anything at all? Like, just done. There's no chance. But then I started to think, and I think I would have to go with sounding like Paul Bearer just because there are several prominent people, I guess, right now that sound absolutely horrible with their voices. They're good-looking dudes, and they've done all right with their life. So I think if I could sound like Paul Bearer, not saying that I'm a good-looking dude, but I'm saying if I were a good-looking dude and I sounded like Paul Bearer, I'd be okay. Looking like Paul Bearer, that dude has to smell first off. Like, just looking at him, I mean, like I swear you could see like yeast in his neck and like it's just nothing good going on there. So fully bought into sounding like Paul Bearer on my side.
So I need clarification on who we're talking about. These guys that look okay but sound not okay.
I really set myself up here. Huh? So not to get too political or anything, but like RFK he's a good looking guy, right? And he sounds like a cartoon character. So if I could sound like a cartoon character and look like somebody like RFK, I'd be okay with it.
It's fair. Okay.
Just so we'll point this out, you are a good-looking dude, Ken. So
I
give
appreciate
yourself
it.
give yourself
diddy.
that.
I didn't hear you tell my brother that, so I appreciate that.
No.
Way better looking than Steve.
I appreciate
No, I think I immediately had to just go and listen to the voice. I knew who Paul Bearer was. I could see Paul Bearer. I didn't hear the voice because I didn't watch enough of it. And like literally the first interview was him like late in his life, where he talked about how he signed his autograph in brown ink when somebody passed a note under a bathroom stall when they recognized it was him that walked in there, and he joked about signing it in brown ink, and that was enough for me. So I went off of that, but I heard enough, and I got to say, if you narrow this down to what I know Mike didn't say, but what it really is to, would you rather sound horrible or be ugly? And to me, I'm already ugly enough, but I would rather fuck you, Mike. You're not supposed to agree. Like, no, Drew, you're okay, you're fine. You're a solid 4.
A lot of guys fishing for compliments tonight.
but I would rather sound. I think you can have more of a career and still get by on good looks and sound like you mentioned, somebody that sounds honestly like a cartoon character like RFK. Like you can still get by if you're a decent looking dude. So I'm with Ken.
I'm also going to take team sound like Paul Bearer because that dude is funny looking, and I am way too pretty to look like that. So I am going to have to sound like that idiot. But the whole shtick is, for those of you that don't know, Paul Bearer was the Undertaker's manager, so therefore his name was Paul Bearer. Little on the nose there, but he's just like this funny looking. He almost looks like the Penguin from Batman Returns. Like,
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
He is a oddly shaped, pale guy. So I'm going to go with sound. Look like me, sound like Paul Bearer.
Can you imagine though, Paul Bearer's voice on Justin's face?
I almost wanted to do it, and I was like, I don't even know that I could do his voice.
Can you imagine? What do you think, Big Cat?
I don't know, really, honestly. I would rather take both. I'd rather just be Paul Bearer than sound like him, but look like myself, or look like him and sound. I honestly would rather take both, because then, okay, I can get some work. I can drum up some work. Probably sounding like him would be the better bet. I don't want to look like him. I appreciate the makeup and, the wardrobe, but yeah, if I have to pick, sounding like him.
Clean sweep? What do you say, Mike?
Nothing new. Sound like him. Everything you guys said.
Nice.
That's a rarity.
At least.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Great contribution.
nothing to add. Everything you guys said, you can get by with a funny voice, but if you look like that guy, there's not much you can do. You're going to be
Limited work.
You're going to be a mortician.
I'm glad no loopholes were used in this Would You Rather tonight.
Finally.
Ken tried.
Well, that's why I got the clarification. I don't want to come on here and be, stepping around.
Andy.
Yes, Newman.
Please tell me Grammar Hammer makes its return tonight.
Newman, I'm telling you,
Yes.
Grammar Hammer is back tonight.
Let's go.
So, this segment, it's so hard to come up with because I always go through this process and I think to myself, man, they're going to get all these right. And Ken, I know you haven't listened to every episode, but I know you've listened to it. They never get all of them right. Actually, they usually get like 1 or 2 of them right and miss 3 or 4 on a given night on Grammar Hammer. I don't know. I still feel like this one, you guys got this, but here's tonight's Grammar Hammer. Tonight we're going to is on the subject of misspoken or miswritten idioms. I'll ask you to choose the correct word or phrase, or ask you to spell the correct word in these 5 choices, okay? The order will be Mike, Big Cat, Ken, and Justin. Okay? I can switch that order if I find out that Ken's really bad at this, but I have a feeling he'll be better than Mike at this. All right. So, Ken, just so you know how this works. Typically, I'd advise against guessing what Mike guesses. If you don't know it and you're like, what should I go with here? If you definitely aren't confident, I'd probably go the opposite of Mike. So that
Team Allen is
Got
the way
it.
to go on that.
yes, I would go Alan. All right, guys.
Who's Alan?
All right. Is the phrase, you've got another thing coming, correct? You've got another thing coming. Is that correct?
No.
Big Cat.
That is correct.
Ken.
Yeah, I can't see how it wouldn't be correct, so I'm going to say it's correct.
Newman.
That is correct.
The only person that's right here is Mike. Mike, do you know why it's incorrect?
Got is the wrong word. You have another thing coming.
No.
You're still
Don't ask me why. I got it right. Whatever,
I
move
can't.
on.
There's I can't. No.
What?
You can't just.
I don't know.
You guessed.
You guessed right on a multiple choice test, but no, you didn't get it
No.
right. So the original phrase was, "If that's what you think, you've got another think coming."
I thought you meant is it grammatically correct?
No,
Is the,
I meant is the idiom correct?
Okay.
Is the idiom?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That's my fault then.
Okay.
You know what? I'll give you all a pass except Mike. Mike got it wrong because he didn't know why it was right. So
That's interesting. You got another think coming. Interesting.
if that's what you think, you've got another think coming, and that has slowly evolved into you've got another thing coming because that makes more sense to us, right? You know,
Shorten it. We shorten
Yep.
things. Yeah.
but that's the
I
original.
don't like
phrase.
this game.
Nice.
You're almost there, Mike. You're almost
Whatever.
there.
I'm winning, so whatever. Let's go. Next
All
one.
right, guys.
Asterisk.
Is the correct phrase?
But now I understand the game, so
Okay, now is the correct idiom deep seated, SEATED, or deep seated, SEEDED? Deep seated or deep seated?
I don't even know in what context you would use that.
Something that's
Deep-seated anger.
like deep. Is it deep seated or deep seated?
I would say seated, SEEDED.
Okay, Big Cat.
Now I'm a little hesitant because I feel like did Justin say it correctly by accident out loud, or was he like trying to throw Mike off? But I think I'm gonna go with mine. I think it's seated, SEEDED.
I agree. I've always thought that, so if I'm wrong, then I've just thought wrong my whole life.
It is seated. D.
This phrase means something is firmly fixed in place, not that it is planted deeply, as the latter implies. So it is deep seated, SEATED. You all were wrong.
We changed that one too, though.
Mike hates this game. Mike absolutely hates Grammar Hammer. But it's educational, boys.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot tonight.
Yeah, you're correcting all the things my teachers and parents taught me, I guess.
One of my favorite things to do.
Penny yelled at me at Duncan last week because I said caramel again. So whatever. Just
All right, moving along. Mike, in this phrase, whet your appetite. Spell wet.
how? What? WHET.
What?
WHET.
Big Cat.
It's not WET apparently. So I don't know.
WET.
I don't know any other way to spell it, so I would just say WET.
Newman.
It is actually WHET.
Newman is
Yeah.
correct, and Newman's confident. Mike's not confident.
Go fuck yourself. I said it first.
You said it because you were like, well, it can't be the other one because I only know the other
So
one.
I guessed correctly. Whatever. I was right. I'm winning. Let's go.
This is his show. He's winning. He's winning, guys. Are we learning something tonight, boys?
Yeah, that I can
All
guess
right.
better than anybody.
Yeah, that
All right.
everything's a lie.
50-50. I'm a better guesser.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
All right, listen to this sentence and tell me the correct spelling of do. When life gives you lemons, you make do and make lemonade. Mike, spell do.
DUE. DUE.
Okay, Big Cat.
DUE.
I was gonna say DUE as well, but Mike's throwing me off. But I'm gonna stick with it.
I've been guessing right the whole time.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want to
s-
agree with Mike either, but I'm going to agree with Mike on this one.
Yeah, because Mike fucking rocks tonight. Let's go.
We're all wrong, by the way.
You're all wrong.
Yeah.
It's
I retract
all
that
wrong, by
previous
the way.
statement, but whatever.
It's D-O. It's D-O. It's a very common missed one. And actually, to go back to the last one, the whet your appetite, there's a study that showed 56% of the time it appears online, the phrase whet your appetite, wet is spelled incorrectly. So, but yeah, it's make do, D-O, not D-U-E. Very common mistake that people spell D-U-E. And frankly, I'll admit it, I make that mistake. Until now, I've learned a lesson. So, you're all wrong, though. So, that
Yeah,
makes me happy.
I don't read
And
it
if he
all
can
anymore,
learn-
so I'm just becoming dumber and dumber. I think every year.
I hate reading.
All right, last one, guys. Is Mike in the lead? Actually,
No.
I
We're
Can't be.
tied at 2. Relax.
Okay.
Relax.
Okay.
Because you're copying.
All right. If I say something piqued my interest, spell piqued, Mike.
Peaked. Peaked.
Big Cat.
Peeked.
I feel like I know this. It's spelled somewhere. It's like Pique, I think, or something weird.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
It
Newman.
is Piqued, piqued my
There-
interest.
There you go. Ken and Newman got it right.
See?
I love that. I was like, Mike and Big Cat both spell it a different way wrong. I was like, holy shit.
Neither one of those is right.
Yeah, if you pique somebody's interest. Pique.
And what's the definition of that word? Peak. Like,
Gained.
what's it?
To pique means to arouse.
Okay.
It piqued my interest. You piqued
Yeah,
my
yeah,
interest.
I'm peaked right now.
This game does not pique me.
Oh shit, guys!
We
so
just
who?
We got the name
so-
of the podcast right there.
We
So
got the
Nick-
ladies back. We got the ladies back.
What? All right, Newman, you were the winner tonight. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank
Mike. You got the last one wrong. He got the
You
last one
deserve it.
right.
He only got one right because I answered them first. So the first right answer should be the
You
right
you.
guessed
answer.
He guessed
first.
you're educated.
Oh man, guys! On that note, I'm going to thank our sponsors again. Thank you to Continental Comb, Tresco Concrete, the Jen Masco Real Estate Team, the Lulo's Pizzeria, Salute Beer Distributor, Busy Little Me, Pittsburgh Sports Complex and Self Storage, Nesbitt's Lanes, and Coyote Outdoor. At Salute Beer Distributor, we are bringing you a large selection of beers from local and national breweries. Our extensive inventory includes craft beers, seasonal specialties, your everyday favorites, adult slushies, and an impressive inventory of non-alcoholic beers. Salute's inventory has something special for every palate. Come browse the aisles at Salute Beer Distributor, located on Route 286 in Plum, next to Shop and Save. You'll be glad you did.
Busy Little Me's is a residential cleaning company serving Plum and local communities. Housekeeping duties include house cleaning, disposing of rubbish, sanitizing services, dusting, vacuuming, mopping, scrubbing, etc., etc. We do custom-to-you cleans once a month, once a week, or every 9 minutes. We got you, sis. We've also been known to do decluttering and pre-clean cleans. That's a real thing. We can also polish a dirty face, scrub a doggo's filthy paws, or even spit shine your shoe. Laundry? Need linens washed? Done. How about your husband's gutchies? No prob. That ugly camisole your mother-in-law gave you? What was that? Just throw it away? Your secrets are safe with us. BusyLittleMe's.squarespace.com.
Whether chaos in your house or chaos on the court, Pittsburgh Sports Complex and Self Storage has your back. Conveniently located in Plum at 307 Coxcomb Hill Road. Book online anytime. Don't miss out. Score 50% off your first storage rental with code GOAL.
Nesbitt's Lanes Incorporated. Lanes available for the 24-25 season. Family Bowling Center specializing in open bowling, league bowling, bumper bowling, birthday parties, group events, fundraisers, all-night bowling parties, summer leagues, Sunday morning specials, in-house tournaments, junior bowling program, after-school bowling program. They can be reached at 412-793-5556. Web address is www.nesbittlanes.com. And when you book and mention the podcast for your child's birthday by the end of the year, the birthday child is free.
It's grilling season, and Coyote Outdoor Living has you covered. Upgrade your barbecue game with a new grill from Coyote Outdoor. Choose from their vast lineup of gas, charcoal, electric, and pellet grill options. They also carry a wide variety of stainless steel storage and refrigeration solutions to complete your dream outdoor kitchen. Go to coyoteoutdoor.com and get ready to grill, baby. Grill in style.
All right, welcome back. We're going to go to blind rankings tonight with Mike. I'm sure he has a good one. I'm not that sure, but I hope
4
he
of the
does.
5 will be good.
I hope he has a good one. And blind rankings, as you may or may not know by now, is where Mike gives us a category, and then within that category, he gives us 5 individual items inside of that category that we rank blindly, 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. We don't know what's next, which is what makes it very difficult, and Mike usually fucks it up somewhere along the line. So, Mike, bring your best tonight.
All right, so I've been saving this one because 2 shows ago was when I first started talking to Ken about joining us, and this is here for Ken.
Oh, boy.
And then we weren't here last week. I wasn't here last week, and now Ken's here. So this is the top 5 trophies in sports.
5
Okay.
trophies in sports. Okay.
All right. I can only imagine
So-
what the 5th one's going to be. Jesus Christ.
So first one, pretty simple one, Lombardi. Oh, we'll go Drew, Ken, Justin, Big Cat.
Lombardi Trophy. To me, that's going to be number 2. I think there's just one that just has some, as the kids would say, aura about it, a little bit higher than this particular trophy. So I'm going to go with the Lombardi at number 2.
We're talking about just the trophy itself and not the presentation, just the trophy.
This is everything that goes along with the trophy.
Oh,
Winning it, the allure of it, the presentation, everything. how hard it is to win it.
Oh boy. All right. I'll put this at 3.
I'm going with the Lombardi at number 2.
I'm going to put Lombardi at number 3.
I think it goes without saying, but for those who don't know, that's the Super Bowl winner gets the Lombardi Trophy. The next one, very prestigious award, the Heisman Trophy.
So I was going to say something offensive. When you explained what the Lombardi Trophy was, I said you don't have to explain it, Mike. We've already lost all our women viewers.
That's where I thought you were going with that one.
What did you say?
The Heisman.
The Heisman. Ooh, I wasn't even thinking about the Heisman.
Me either. I was wondering where that fifth one was coming from.
Oh, that's a good one, Mike. I'm gonna have to put that at 3. I might have switched that to 2 had I thought about it, but I'll go Heisman at 3.
I'm gonna have to put this one at 4. I just think there's too much politics going in on this one.
So I want to put it in the middle. Nope. You know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna say the Heisman at 3 because it's an individual award, not a team award.
I agree. Since it's going to fall to 5 for me because it is individual, and maybe there's another individual here, and I'll just have to deal with it. But yeah,
what I like about it, before we move on, Mike, what I like about it, like that pose is so recognizable. It's so iconic. Right, you're right. That's the word I was looking for. Iconic. That was hard for me not to put up higher than 3, but that's 3 for me.
All right, next one, the gold jacket.
Gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit?
Gold jacket. Yeah, I give a shit. Honestly, I don't. I'll put it at 4 because it's probably one that's not that, like, it's pretty significant. It's substantial. It's people know it, but is it a trophy? I don't know. Gold jacket.
I swear to God,
okay.
Mike, if you fuck this up, I'm going to be so mad.
I know.
I'm already regretting this, right? I'm like,
I think I know what his plan is here, but I'm gonna put this one at 5.
Gold jacket is also going at 5 for me as well.
gold jacket at 4 for me.
All right, back to the team trophies. The Commissioner's Trophy.
The fuck is that?
The World Series Trophy.
I don't think I ever knew it was called the Commissioner's Trophy.
I didn't know that either.
Well, now you do. And knowing's half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Well, knowing was 90% of the battle here because I know where to put it till then. So you explain what it was. I thought that would be, I didn't know what it was called, but I thought that would be on here, and I was going to put that at 5. It just doesn't do it for me.
That's what I have left, 2 and 1. I would be happy giving this a 2, and I think that probably will surprise Mike. But as much as I'm not a fan of baseball, I respect what it takes to get that trophy, so I would be happy giving it a 2.
Can I tell a quick story about Ken?
No. Moving on.
I'm going to put...
So, this is a long time ago. This actually just popped up in my Facebook memories today. Ken, a while ago, dated a girl who was really into the Pirates, and he would put Facebook posts up and tag me when he was at the games, telling me how... He would tag me, and I think maybe Lafferty. Or Wozniak, that's who it was. Telling me how he was there to try and watch the games and trying to get into it. And you could tell how not into the games he was. And I think there's like a series of posts like over the next few weeks where I am tagged in his posts.
It's that time of year where those Bucko posts pop up for me. Do you remember the one time where I was on camera in the outfield when the other team had hit a home run, and I was like, I'm jumping up and cheering for this because I know my friends will see it. So I'm on camera like this in a Pirate shirt when the other team scored, and they're all like, "What are you doing?"
I think I took the picture and sent it to you.
Yeah, you might have.
I will put the Commissioner's Trophy at number 4 because Mike is not going to fuck this one up and give me the one that I want for number 1.
I'm going to put the World Series Trophy, Commissioner's Trophy at 2. Here's a good spot for it.
All right, and the last one, the Challengers Cup.
Jesus
Christ. I quit.
Fucking hate it here.
Is that serious, Mike?
It is.
It has to go at 1. No. Just next.
Yeah, I have one left as well. You knew I was going to leave this spot for the Stanley Cup, and you knew that I was going to have to do this. So I'll say the Wimbledon.
I was ready to actually pay homage to the fucking game of hockey and leave number 1 open. But yet again, it's Mike fucking Devine, and I don't even know what the fuck the Challenger Cup is, so it's going at 75.
Wimbledon.
I don't fucking care.
I thought it was soccer, so I'm glad it's at 1. I was so annoyed. Like, just why would you do that to me? Like,
Okay, so there's a clear cut number one, and I think we all know what it is. I didn't have to put it on the list because there's nobody who's not going to put the Stanley Cup at one. And Steve called me before this and said, "You have to make this for my brother and leave the Stanley Cup off of it." So that was on purpose. All right. But we can talk about the Stanley Cup because clearly that is the number one. There's no question that that's the number one trophy in sports.
Go Leafs.
I'm actually not going to argue with that.
when the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl, that was pretty cool.
I couldn't even keep a straight face when I said that one. I had to look down to keep my face off camera.
That's your best look. I mean, I think. I mean that you deserve that, Mike. I mean that. Yeah, you're right. That was too obvious, but at the same time, it's like, and I honestly, I don't give a shit about the Penguins in the playoffs. I'll watch them. Overall, I don't give a shit about hockey. I probably feel the same way Ken does about baseball. I just when the Penguins in the playoffs, I'll follow it, but the trophy, everything around it, the presentation, everything about it is just. It's on a different level.
You get it for a day, and you get to do whatever you want with. Like that's fucking cool.
Drinking out of it, doing shit. Yeah,
that's
cool.
fucking cool.
It is.
Hockey does the playoffs better than any sport because the handshake line at the end of every series is better than anything in sports.
Why?
Just the camaraderie at the end of the series.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so that's why I'm asking why.
No, at the end of every series, of along the way to get to the cup, every team lines up at center ice, shakes hands, and they move on to the next round. Not just for the Stanley Cup round. Every game along the way, every series along the way, they do that. And then the Stanley Cup, the other team sits out there, watches the presentation. Hockey does it right.
Ovechkin just brought everyone out for Fleury's last game, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, there was guys already on the way back to the locker room that he called back, and that was pretty.
There is something
pretty
special
class.
about that in hockey. Like the guys can just they can fight, they can punch, literally fight and punch each other, and then shake hands after, like with like teeth missing, like nothing, like just part of the game. Yeah, it's just a whole different level. It's just something different about hockey, you know.
Yeah,
a guy died in the first period. It came back and played the third period. Like literally got revived on the bench and like
wow.
Yeah, since you guys aren't huge on hockey, there was the other night. I think they play for the Blues in Winnipeg. The Shen brothers are on opposing teams, and they're screaming at each other from across the bench across the ice, like ready to kill each other. And they're like brothers, but
that's cool.
It's just the way it is.
Braden Shen, one of them.
Yeah, I think he's.
Let me pull Ike out of my ass.
Luke Shen. I think there's three of them. I should know that, but I don't.
Moving on.
Right. Well, I'll give you my list.
Yeah.
Lombardi number one. I just think it's hard to win. It's hard to get there. Dan Marino tell you it's hard to get there. He got there his rookie year, his second year. He thought I'll be back, and he never got back. The gold jacket, just because it's such a prestigious award to win. Commissioner's Trophy, baseball is far and away my favorite sport. Challengers Cup, just because the Heisman used to mean something, and I don't think it means as much as it used to mean anymore, so I couldn't put it at 4. It's 5.
You said Challenger Cup is Wimbledon? Good to know. I was waiting for. Once you said gold jacket, I was like, if this motherfucker says green jacket, I swear to God.
All right, you ready for tonight's top 5?
Top 5.
Is Ken ready for the top 5?
Yeah.
I think we need a jingle for the top 5.
I just did it, Mike.
He did it. Big Cat got it.
All right, do it again. I want to hear it
5 times.
Top 5.
All right,
That's 4 times.
I know, man. I ran out of breath.
I'll do it in a Paul Bearer voice.
I'll do it live.
All right, Ken, do you know how top 5 works?
I don't.
Okay, so this is a real category. There's a real top 5. This is a collaboration between you and the other 3 guys. You are the voice. You have to pick the top 5 of this category and get it right. You get 3 strikes to figure out the top 5. Tonight's category are the top 5 foods ordered on DoorDash in 2024.
Is this specific or type of food?
It's not restaurant.
It's pretty general. Yeah, no, it's like
So it's like restaurant.
Right. Like this isn't on anywhere on here, but it'd be like fruit smoothie. Like it'd be like that general.
It's not restaurant, so it's
not
food.
Yeah.
It's a food
It's
item.
a specific food.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Pizza.
Right? Pizza. Can we agree on that? Pizza. Ken, Big Cat. What do you think, Big Cat?
I don't know. I pause on pizza because I feel like DoorDash is good for restaurants that don't typically have like delivery drivers. Are there a lot of pizza places that don't have drivers now and they use DoorDash? That's my only concern.
So
I was thinking,
I will say that I love Papa John's, but they won't deliver to me, so I have to DoorDash Papa John's.
okay, then I'm on board with pizza.
Ken, you don't seem like you are. You're the voice, so
Yeah, my wheels are turning now. I'll go with pizza, but I have some other thoughts.
Anyway, is pizza the final answer?
I'm good with pizza. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, strike one. Pepperoni
Oh.
pizza is number 6.
Oh,
very specific. Like it's pepperoni pizza.
Pepperoni
Pizza's not
pizza.
even.
I would have given you pizza if it was in
Okay.
the top 5, but
Guys, how many people like get high and order tacos? I feel like tacos.
Tacos?
Is a thing.
yeah. I was gonna say I don't know if Mexican's too general, but I would say tacos for sure.
If we had to go specific, wouldn't we say tacos?
let me
Yes.
say this. I'd start general.
General So's? Is that a hint?
Ooh. Ken?
I'd say Mexican.
More specific from that.
Burritos.
It's Tuesday.
No, you think
Burritos.
tacos over burritos?
Taco. I think
Tacos
so,
over
right?
burritos.
Yeah.
Right. Go
Although we do
tacos.
get Chipotle.
Is that your final answer?
Fuck.
I'll go with tacos, but I'm telling you, I think we'll go with tacos.
Strike 2.
Oh no.
It's number 7.
And tacos aren't even on the list. And let me
Damn.
just tell you now, burritos aren't either.
What?
More specific.
Where was this polled at exactly?
I think from DoorDash.
Like,
All right, guys, we
nationally,
gotta-
just
Globally.
We got to switch. Is Chinese an option? Do we go more specific than Chinese?
I am fine with that one.
Chinese. Got to be
Yeah.
Chinese.
I feel like that's going to be strike 3. I just have a bad feeling about this.
I was going to tell you, there's no Chinese food on the list.
Holy
It's
shit. Where are these
happening.
people
What do
ordering
people
from?
eat?
Which country?
Just think more appetizer and like side dishes first.
What?
Let's
Mozzarella
go there.
sticks.
People are door dashing mozzarella sticks.
So listen, so it says the
Wings?
top 5 foods. So it doesn't necessarily mean main dish. Like people do order sides.
Wings is probably pretty safe.
This makes
How about French fries? Fuck it. Just French fries.
yeah.
French fries.
French
Go for it.
fries.
Number 1, French fries.
Oh, come on.
we're door dashing French
Fucking
fries.
DoorDash. They're all soggy by the time they get there. Fuck.
Yeah.
You deserve soggy French fries.
Exactly.
Everybody does. I was
feel
going to say
like-
burgers, but I'm talked out of burgers now.
yeah.
Hot dogs. Who would? I guess
I feel
not.
like wings. Chester,
Wings,
what's his
right?
name?
Wings.
DoorDash a
Wings.
goddamn glizzy.
I would say
Jimmy
wings.
McBride.
No
Don't-
wings.
What
Don't
the
say
fuck are
wings,
pe-
Ken. I don't think that's a good idea.
This game. What
I
the
don't
hell
like
is
this
going on
DoorDash.
here?
This is stupid. None of
Yeah.
these foods make sense.
You already said one of them. Whenever we started talking
Mozzarella
about
Mozzarella sticks? Can't
Say
say
it, Ken.
mozzarella sticks?
Mozzarella sticks.
number 3, mozzarella sticks.
That makes no sense at all.
That is so stupid.
From where? Like Sheets?
Yeah. What? There's 3 more of these.
nothing like paying $25 for a 4-piece mozzarella stick.
All right, so one of them is something I consider like an appetizer or a side.
Jeez.
And the
Mike
other,
considers
the
everything
other
an
two,
appetizer.
is that a fat joke?
A bowl of spaghetti.
I wouldn't
And the
call it
other-
a fat joke, but
The other two are like a main dish.
All right.
Handhelds. They're handhelds.
burgers, right?
This top 5. I used-
Handhelds.
I waited for a bad week
Appetizer?
to use the
The
jingle.
one is fairly specific. So if you can get in the ballpark, I'll give it to you.
Maybe ballpark's a clue. Nachos.
Hot dogs
So
are
like a
not on the list.
quesadilla? Like a dang quesadilla?
Quesadillas.
Quesadilla?
That counts as an Mike loves fucking appetizers. He talks about quesadillas all the time.
Quesadilla.
Do I really?
You do.
I don't even like quesadillas. But if I were you, I'd probably say that one.
Yeah,
If I were
We
you.
just
quesadilla,
did. We
then.
just did.
Oh, number 2, chicken quesadillas.
Oh my.
Because he said appetizer. I swear to God, you've talked about quesadillas before.
I would consider a quesadilla a main dish, though. That was one of the handhelds.
Well, I thought you meant an appetizer that was handheld. It was the only thing I could think of that was an appetizer.
Okay. So now you need 4 and 5. If you know Jess, 1 is like her favorite thing.
Yep. Nope.
We order it all the time, and I never eat it. Doesn't help you in
No,
the
it's not
least.
food, so we're good with that.
A hoagie
And,
subs
and I'll tell you the other
He's-
one.
he's-
Number 5, I had it for lunch today.
doesn't help any
Yeah,
of us.
that-
Doesn't help at all.
Yeah,
What are you
I have
thinking,
no
Ken?
idea. I honestly have no idea.
It's okay if we don't win, but we'll try.
Give us a place that sells this. Whatever it is, whichever one you're talking about.
I think Miracle Mile.
Chick-fil-A.
Chicken sandwich.
Chicken nuggets, chicken tenders.
Ooh.
Chicken
chicken-
sandwich.
But if we're talking Miracle Mile, I would say it's Chick-fil-A, so it would be a chicken sandwich
That's what I would say.
because it's handheld.
Chicken sandwich.
Spicy chicken sandwich, number 5.
A spicy chicken sandwich. That's
pretty
specific. Is the
specific.
number 5. There's
That's
way.
the most specific one of the top 5.
More people are getting spicy chicken sandwiches than pizza.
Right? That doesn't even make sense.
I thought about that. I think
hamburgers.
Big Cat's right. I think Big Cat's right on that because most people would order. You'd pay an upcharge to get delivered from DoorDash, but if you can order directly from the pizza place, you're gonna not get it delivered from DoorDash.
Good
Yeah,
logic,
like-
Big Cat.
Yeah, we get Indian food or Chick-fil-A or like
When you say Indian food, do you mean spaghetti?
What?
What?
No.
What is happening?
We're India just bombed Pakistan, and we're out here making Indian jokes like that, Mike. Or what are we doing today?
No. His son calls it
Insensitive, Mike.
Yeah, my God.
It's an inside joke. Hold on.
There's a Pakistan-India war
See,
going on
now
right now. We're
he's-
talking about spaghetti jokes.
He's
Race?
leaving out here to hang. Doesn't Henry call spaghetti Indian food?
No. He calls Indian food Italian.
Italian. Sorry, that's okay. I was way off.
Great joke though, Mike. Yeah, that's good.
I think strike 3. You're out. You're out.
He had enough.
Didn't even
He had
land.
enough.
He killed our game because he fucked up.
He's
All right, let's-
he's accusing me of leaving him hanging. You're hanging yourself by saying it completely wrong.
What is 4?
No, yes, you didn't get 3. You didn't get 3 yet. That's the third strike.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So what's
So
the
what are we
last one?
missing? How about that? Hello?
Do you have a guess? No, do you have a
No,
guess?
you said it
You
was
said
literally
strike
called a
three.
strike 3.
No, was that you didn't really give a guess? I'm waiting for your guess.
I'm so
Indian
confused.
spaghetti. Ken.
That's it. Yeah, Indian spaghetti.
That's wrong. That's a strike.
Oh, who would have thunk that?
Garlic bread.
Garlic bread.
Garlic bread.
Just slap on some butter, some garlic powder, or garlic salt, and make it yourself. Garlic bread.
Gosh, fries, you can do that yourself. Like, what are these people doing?
I'm with these lazy people. If I can buy it, I'm not doing it myself.
I mean, like, garlic bread like costs like $1.
Yeah,
You're
what's
gonna
the
charge me
upcharge on
$20. Like that list was fucked. I'll tell you.
It was a hard one.
Yeah, it was.
I'm
When
not-
I saw the list, I was like, "Oh, this will be easy." And then I started reading. I was like, "This is not easy at all."
That was not easy
That
at
was-
all.
I didn't like
No.
that.
Tough.
Not that you did anything wrong, but I didn't like that list.
Yeah,
That wasn't on Mike. That was just like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's on DoorDash right there.
And you think
All right.
100 of those people could beat up a gorilla?
They're ordering garlic bread and French fries and mozzarella sticks and spicy chicken sandwiches from DoorDash, and they're beating up a gorilla.
Listen,
right?
I didn't say
Yeah.
these people could beat up a gorilla. I just said there are 100 men out there that could.
I've seen some
listen.
really funny memes though about this whole gorilla versus 100 men. I've seen a lot of funny content.
Watch the Ryan Clark interview with I don't even know who he was talking to. But
I saw that one. That was funny.
that was a
yeah.
good one.
It was on the pivot.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, if you could hand pick, I think you could hand pick 100 men that would kill a gorilla. I mean, men would die, but I mean, talking peak athletes, like big guys.
That's the part we're really missing here, though, guys. We're talking about how many men today are fake tough. How many men are going to be the first 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys to go in there and sacrifice their life to win a competition, a fucking viral sensation? Like, who's going to do that? They're not going to do it.
What is the motivation
Yeah,
to do this?
It's not. It would never happen. Is my point. It couldn't happen because the men wouldn't do it. The tough guys
If
wouldn't.
this
do
is
it.
the 90s, they would.
What does that mean?
Just because you were in your
The
30s,
90s.
like you would know that we would.
Dude,
Like, what are we
no,
doing?
listen. Don't like when we were growing up. Times were different.
Well, when you were growing up, back in
listen, go. Fuck
when-
off.
but no, when men were men and we fought for our country, we're not gonna fight for a social media.
Are you talking about 1890s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were just
When all men
pretending
were
then,
like
too.
A third of the size they are today.
When Mike was paying per minute for cell phone usage.
Listen, Ken's the same age as me. What the hell?
Actually, he's younger.
No, not by much.
He's
We're
still
the same
younger.
age.
He's still younger.
Ken, what year were you born?
81
He's younger.
What month in 81?
February.
You weren't born in 81, so it doesn't
He was-
fucking matter.
He was born 4 months after me.
He's
Probably
still
3 because I was
younger.
All right, enough about the gorilla.
You brought it up this
Do
time.
we have any voicemails from the gorillas or men that could beat gorillas tonight?
We do.
People Plum, me, Jim McBride. Welcome back to Jimmy's Inside Scoop. This is my first time calling. I'm a long-time listener. I've got a quick question. I'm just wondering, is there any good Steve Lintelman stories that have not been told recently? I know our guest host might have a couple. See if you could throw them out there for us. All right, thanks. See you out there, Plum. Bye.
Oh man, there's a bunch.
Give us a doozy, Ken.
Let me think.
I'll let you think
here.
about this for a while. I saw a post today. It said, having siblings is wild. Because you could just go, remember that time I chased you around the house with a knife? Yeah, good times.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. So there are a lot of good ones. I'd to say one pretty funny one was being an older brother, Mike, as I'm sure you know. So
Still do.
he had actually flown. I think it was when he went to L.A. So there's a radio show that we used to listen to on Sirius. This guy named Jason Ellis hosted it. He used to have this big event called Ellis Mania. People would fly from all over the country and go out, and he organized these fights and everything. It was pretty off the wall. I couldn't go because I was working. My brother flew out. I was listening to the show live on the air. I said, you know what? Like, this is my ultimate chance, so I have to take advantage of it. So I called into the show, and I said, hey, like, my name's Ken. I'm from Pittsburgh. My brother's in that audience, I'm pretty sure. Is there any chance that Jason could get him up on stage and give him a leg kick, like in the UFC, like kick a guy in the leg, as hard as you can? He said, hey, absolutely, we'll put you on the air. So he's put me on the air. I said, hey, Jason, man, what's up? It's Ken. I'm in Pittsburgh. Couldn't be at Ellis Mania this weekend. My brother's in the audience. He goes, what's his name? I said, Steve. He goes, Steve, where you at? Get up here. Pulls my brother up on stage, kicks him right in the freaking leg. So I think that might be the record for like the longest distance older brother bullying. If I had to,
Fantastic story.
if I had to
I love
consider
that.
That's funny.
that.
Jesus Christ.
When he was in training,
That's funny.
life training, we'll call it life training. When I was hardening him up for the real world.
That's funny.
That's a good story.
How many times did you hit your brother growing up and then cover his mouth and say, you're fine?
7 million. I mean, 7 million. And he's getting married in August, and I've been running through like the best man speech stuff in my mind, and I'm like, I'm gonna look like an asshole because people are gonna be like, you were so mean to this dude. Like, why would he even have you up here? But yeah.
In Mark's best man speech, I talked about the time that Mario and Sean pinned him down. We convinced him that it was impossible to do a sit-up with your arm and leg pinned down. So he's trying. Or no, we convinced him that I could pick up all three of them in the way that he had to lay down. Mario and Sean pinned him down. So by the time he realized that he couldn't move, my pants were around my ankles and my ass was on his face.
Oh my God.
And I told this story at his wedding, and my sister-in-law's family looked at me like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my God.
I mean, most of my family looked at me the same way, but
There's another time you're putting your ass in someone's face, Mike.
yeah.
or telling them to suck it, I guess.
There's two other ones I have too, just real quick ones that like so obviously you all know my brother, so he's a huge fan of our not to get political, but our current president. He absolutely loves him. So back in season 1 of the Trump era, for my
Season
brother's
1.
birthday, on Facebook, I put a message out there and just said, hey, my brother's a big fan of Donald Trump. If everybody could just post your favorite Trump picture to my brother's Facebook and tag him in it, I'm sure he would enjoy that. So, I mean, he's got to see that in his memories now forever.
Oh,
All these pictures of Trump got to pop up on his birthday. The other good one, in a typical big brother fashion. So he and I lived together for about 9 years, I think. So from the time I was like 30 until almost 40, we lived together in a townhouse. And I would say up until I was probably like 38, every year for his birthday, since he was a little kid, I would give him birthday punches. So at 37, 38 years old, I was hiding with the lights off in our townhouse waiting for this motherfucker to come home. And he knew it too. Like, it was his birthday. He would roll up as slow as could be. And I think most of the time I got him. So it was, I got a lot of stories about him.
That's a fun
I
relationship.
like that.
One more voicemail.
Hi, boys. It's Mama Divine. Been meaning to call for a very long time. Many episodes ago, I wanted to leave a message, but I've been a little busy trying to take care of my husband, as Mike has told you all. But I want to start off by saying congrats to Drew for his engagement. Kudos to some special grandchildren of mine, especially to Mia for turning 16 and getting her driver's permit. In sports, again, Mia in track, Lily and Penny in basketball, and now I'm sure I'm going to be looking forward to many accolades in summer sports. And Ellie, of course, in her phenomenal dance competitions. As I said, I've been wanting to say a lot, but I know my time is limited, and I can just see Mike's eyes rolling, saying, oh my God, could she please get on with it? But here are just a few highlights of what I wanted to say. Mario has been an excellent co-host, or replacement host, but you guys have to quit picking on Mike. However, you know that Mario loves the opportunity, but then again, Mike has it coming. He deserves it all for putting Mario through all that he did as his younger brother. But Mark had something to do with that as well. I want to also point out that Mama Drewski had an excellent idea, although I came up with it too, and I mentioned it to Mike, as having moms on as co-hosts, especially around this time with Mother's Day coming up. And all of you, shame on you all for poo-pooing that idea. Name a co-host that has been on that is worthy of being on as your mothers. Talk amongst yourselves. Seriously, guys, love the show and keep up the good work. Lastly, good luck, Mike, in the election. Plum really needs you.
That's the way to end that.
I mean, that was an episode in itself.
She got her own episode.
My favorite thing,
Mama Divine, we love you. We love you.
My favorite thing is when either Mama Drewski or Mama Divine comes on, and the instant one of you hears their voice, the instant irritation in your face is fucking priceless.
The voicemail message clearly says 15 to 30 seconds. That was 2 minutes and 21 seconds long. Could you imagine the chaos if she was on as a co-host?
5-hour episode.
Easy. 5 hours.
With our moms for sure. They wouldn't stop talking about it. I mean, it would be.
But I love you, Mom.
Mama Divine, you're awesome.
Love
Thank
MRD.
you. And thank you for the kind words about the engagement. I appreciate that.
Thank you for the verbal Facebook post for all your great kids. But you know.
Don't listen to him, Mama Divine. We love you. Call in again.
That was fantastic. The
All right.
irritation on Mike's face as the voicemail kept going. Oh boy.
All right. Do we have any shout outs tonight, guys?
I do. I'm going to shout out, like Mama Divine said, she stole my thunder. Shout out to our moms since Mother's Day is on Sunday.
Yes.
Shout out Linda. Shout out Mama Divine. Shout out Mama Drewski. Shout out Mama Wyckoff. And Mama Lintelman as well. Happy Mother's Day, ladies.
You stole my thunder, Newman. That's what I was going to say. No, I really wasn't, but thank you. I could come across and say I was going to. I'd forgotten.
I was so going to do that.
Ditto what Newman said out there to you moms. Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, I'm an asshole. Shout out my wife too. Sorry, my wife.
I was going to say you forgot.
You
forgot our wives and fiancés. So shout out to those mothers as well. Shout out to all the mothers listening today.
If you came back anyway. If you came back.
If you're still listening.
If you're still listening, we appreciate you still.
We did tear it down there today with the women jokes. That was.
Well, I'll redeem with the women because girls softball three-peated section champs again this year.
Wow.
Third year in a row. So good
Congratulations.
job. We had Riley Stevens on last year as one of our guests, and so they're section champs again. Good luck in the playoffs this year.
I believe the boys, didn't they at least tie for a section title baseball?
I
think
don't
they
know
did.
offhand.
I think they did. So congratulations. I know they had like a 15-2, 16-2 type season. So congratulations to the Plum Boys baseball team, who will be a tough out in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah. I do know 2 weeks ago, Ryan Lafferty was the WPO Player of the Week. He had a phenomenal week. I think he batted 1,000 against Penn Hills, and then he hit a monster home run. I was actually at the girls' game in the field next to him when he hit a home run over the baseball field into the softball field. He crushed that ball. So congrats to him.
Lots of good
And
Plum sports
Sean,
right now.
Sean will probably listen to this episode because Ken's on. So give him a
Fran.
little shout out. Fran.
No,
Sorry,
you got to stop calling him Sean. I haven't called him Sean, I don't think, ever.
I didn't know he was Fran until Mike said it. And I was like, who the fuck is Fran?
He's Fran.
Ken yells at me probably once every other month for calling him Sean.
Yeah.
We're on a group text, which I will not tell you what goes on in that group.
Yeah,
text.
I'm sure.
Don't bring up that text. Don't bring up that group text. Shout out to Fran.
All right. Hey, Ken, I wanted to thank you for joining us tonight. We had a really good time with you. It's really tight between you and Steve. I think you got to come on another time to even it up, and then we'll make a decision on who's the better guest host.
Maybe we have them
Absolutely.
both on together one time.
That would be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Absolutely.
It was a good time. So thanks a lot, Ken.
Appreciate you guys having me. Go Leafs.
And thank you for listening to Sour Plums. Like this episode and subscribe to our channel on SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Share if you care. We're out.
Peace.
Deuces.
Make like a leaf and get out of here.